Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Liam here, and in today's video we're doing an unbox and review of the UTILMEA SkyWave X40 5.2.1 channel surround sound system for your home theater or living room, wherever the case may be. And as you can see, it's a good sized box, which is why I have it out here on this table to make it a little bit easier to manage such a large box and have myself in the frame at the same time. Now, this is a very nice, modern, state-of-the-art surround sound system. And one of the great things about it is the speakers are wireless. The main unit does have some cables that hook up to your TV and stuff like that, of course, but the satellite speakers are completely wireless. As a matter of fact, the two front ones twist lock onto the center control and become a large sound bar with audio output going up as well as forward. It has a subwoofer, of course, like all systems, good quality surround sound systems do. And then it has two smaller satellite speakers that you would put at the back of your room, which the only cord they have going into them is their power cords. Other than that, they're Bluetooth, and they link back to the command system via Bluetooth, so all of that is wireless. And I've been testing it out for a few days. The system sounds really fantastic. But before we get into the sound quality, let's go ahead and get to the unbox, open this bad boy up, and see what all we get inside.
All right, so now we're going to go ahead and open the box and see what we have inside here. I'm going to pull out this foam, and then we have a top box. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out. All right, and we'll set this aside for now. And we have more foam. And then we have some speakers here. There's one, oops, two, three. We have this larger piece here. That's probably the subwoofer. And another piece of foam. And down here. Oh, there's a little bit tough to get out of there. There we go. And the last one. All right. So now we got all the components out, and we can go ahead and take a look at each of those individual components and what exactly they do and what they are. Okay, now here's the top box that I removed first, and we have our paperwork, and then here we have our remote control. Go ahead and pop this out of here, and we got the remote control. And here we have cables, HDMI and optical audio cable. And then over here we have our power cord. Here we have, let's see what this is. We'll open these bags up here for us. Oh, okay, power cord there. That could be power for another part of the system, because it looked like this first bag I pulled out was a power cord as well. And it is. So we got two power cords. And then we got, let's see what we got in this one. This one, I don't know what this one is. Oh, okay, this one is little plastic mounts for the speakers, so you can hang them on the wall. So we'll take those out. And then here we have another power cord. And here we have another power brick. And of course, that's most likely because the wireless speakers, you don't need power connections to them, as well as the ones to the main unit. I don't know what's in this bag.
Let me get it open here and see what it is. Let's see here. Oh, okay, this is the bag with all the screws for putting the mounting hardware on the speakers, and then to mount them in your wall if you got sheetrock and stuff like that. So it looks like that might be all that's in this box. Yep, that's it for this box. So we can go ahead and set this aside. Okay, so here we're going to unwrap this piece and get it out of the bag here. Yeah, if we can get it. Ah, here we go. Top side here. Go ahead and pull that open. And let's see what we have. This is, okay, so this is the soundbar part. And you can see it's got controls on the top. And we have the ports in the back here. HDMI ports, optical audio, USB, DC in. And it looks like it has a little bit of an LED screen there. And this can be mounted on the wall as well if you optionally want to. So pretty cool. Gives you a lot of flexibility. Let me get this, whoops, we'll end up here a little bit more. All right, so now we'll move on to the next components. All right, so this is another one of the components to the system. And you can see here, this is a beautiful satellite speaker, I believe is what it would be called. There will be Atmos, Bluetooth, HDMI. This one can be mounted as well. And it does have connections here on the bottom for when you're setting it up. The speaker itself looks very nice. We'll set that aside here. And we'll grab the next one. Now, generally, these taller satellite speakers are going to be the ones you're going to put in the front of your room. This one's got the same thing on here. And, you know, it's identical to the other one. So they look all the same, or the two look the same. And these are, like I said, would be your two front satellite speakers, I believe. And then these two would be your rears. And I'll double check that, make sure I'm right. But generally, I believe that's how it goes. The taller satellites go in the front of the room, in your living room or whatever, and then the smaller ones go in the back. You can see here, you can pair everything. They got a pair button, DC in port. This one should be the exact same thing. Yep. All right, so you get your pair button, DC in, and that's it for that. Now that's what those two extra power cords are for, to power these ones. These ones would get their power from the main unit up front. All right, I moved the camera up a little bit higher so you can see the subwoofer a little bit better because it's the biggest piece. So there's the front side, and of course nothing on the other side. And then we got our parts on the back here. Again, power standby button, AC power port in there. It's got rubber feet on the bottom so that you can set it down and not have to worry about it sliding around if you have a hardwood floor, or like we have a luxury vinyl plywood, or luxury vinyl plank, or whatever it's called. So that is the subwoofer. So now we've got all the components unpacked. Now all I've got to do is go ahead and hook the whole setup up and get it up and running, and then we can try it out. Okay, so I was right earlier. These taller ones are the front satellites, and what you do with them is they actually twist onto this centerpiece, and that's what makes the entire front sound bar, because this is a soundbar surround sound system. So we get it in there like that. You gotta make sure we got all the pins lined up, and then it just twists and locks it in place. And now we have this big, beautiful sound bar that is our main front audio for the entire system. So we got speaker ports up here. We got them on the front here. So we're going to get good audio from both the top and the front of the unit. And that should make for a really great movie theater style experience. Okay, so I don't know how good the lighting is, but I got the main soundbar hooked up. We have our first HDMI, the 𝐸ARC, and the second HDMI, which is going to my Apple TV. Then we have the fiber optic audio, and then the power cable. And that should be it for this component. We'll go ahead and move on to setting up the subwoofer, as well as setting up the mini satellites for the rear of the room. Okay, so down here we have the main soundbar set on the shelf here. And then over here in the corner, we have the subwoofer tucked down in there. It was the only place I could find to put it right now. And it does sound good where it is, so not a terrible choice. Now coming back here, we have the rear satellite, one of them. I got it mounted on the wall over here. And then on the other side, over here, we have the other rear satellite on this shelf here, near where my wife and other people frequently sit. So a good location for that speaker. And now to give you a little bit of an audio test, we'll play a YouTube video.
But let's see what they think. The rest of it.
Oh, these stairs are a challenge. Who thought they were a good idea? Oh, wow.
Oh gosh.
So as you can see, we got the surround sound system fully set up and working properly, and the audio is fantastic. My wife and I are both thrilled with it. All we were using for audio before in the living room was a pair of HomePods set up as a stereo pair. So it's definitely a heck of a lot better to have full surround sound, and we're getting much superior audio quality for our TV shows and movies versus what we were getting before. All right, that's going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch it. Please remember to subscribe down below. Turn on all notifications. Please feel free to leave a comment, any questions you might have about the system, and I'll have a link in the description of this video for where you can pick one up for yourself. All right, I will see you all again in the next video.